On behalf of the Gulf Times, I welcome you again to one of the episodes of Diplomatic Dialogues, a space where we celebrate how cultural diversity builds not only stronger people, but stronger nations. Today, I have the honor and pleasure to present His Excellency Gonzalo Voto Bernales Gatica. He is the ambassador of Peru here in Qatar.
Thank you very much for having me.
So you have been here in Qatar for almost 6 months, but it looks like you have been here for almost a lifetime. How would you describe your experience here as a Latin American ambassador?
Wonderful, thank you. Good question, because I feel like I've been here more than that. It feels like I've been here over a year because of all the hospitality that I've received in here. It's been wonderful, knowing so many people, all the activities, everything so wonderful that Qatar is doing to come along with modernity without renouncing to its heritage. So it's very, very exciting. It's for me the first time in this part of the world.
What would you say is your favorite thing about living here in Qatar?
I could say many things, but maybe I have to shorten it and say maybe 3 things, basic. Okay. First, security, something everybody in the world is longing for. Security, order, everything is really in place, everything very nicely put. And hospitality of the people. And of course, that reminds me of my country as well, because we're always open to foreigners. So hospitality is a must.
Your Excellency, speaking about diplomacy itself, the relationship between Peru and Qatar has always been amazing. How do you foresee the diplomatic relationships between Qatar and Peru?
Building stronger. We have 36 years already of diplomatic relations that were established in 1989. And right now it's a very important, solid relationship, a partnership. And we are looking forward to strengthening it to become even more robust in a multi-dimensional area. Yes.
How many people from Peru live here in Qatar? And do you think this number will increase in the next years?
Okay. In the consulate, because the consulate is part of the embassy, we have about 280 Peruvians registered here, mostly from the work in the Qatar Energy, Qatar Airways, and hospitality, restaurants. And I see, yes, that there will be an increase in the sense that there's a lot of qualified professionals in Peru, and Qatar is willing to receive all these people to develop even more. Yes.
Your Excellency, speaking about cultural diplomacy, we know that the embassy has had several events of Peruvian culture, specifically Peruvian cuisine. Could you let us know a bit more about the cultural agenda of the embassy?
Yeah, thank you again for this question, because I'm very passionate about the food in Peru. As everybody might know, Peru is very famous now for its gastronomy. Mm-hmm. According to the World Travel Awards 2024 and previous years, world's leading culinary destination is Peru. And yes, we have a passion for food. There are some Peruvian restaurants in here, but we don't stop with food. We have many other things in Peru. We have nature, historical monuments. We have exclusive places where you can go, experiential, many things. And now in here, we are organizing, by the way, for the first time ever, a Peruvian folk music Andean group will be coming on and will be showcasing on the 27th at the Qatar Cultural Village in the framework of a Latin American, the Caribbean festival, cultural festival. And they will be also showcasing at the one of the Peruvian restaurants. Yes.
Amazing. So these events are open to the public? Our viewers can go and visit you?
Yes, this is the purpose of having them in here, to have a larger approach to the people in Qatar, so that we will not be only distant friends, but will be partners, really strong partners in every sense, including culture. We need to see each other and be close for that.
Your Excellency, you just mentioned it. Peru is a place to visit.
Yes.
So speaking about tourism, you have one of the 7 wonders of the modern world, which is Machu Picchu. But for the people that are watching us, could you let us know what is Machu Picchu?
Well, aside from being a wonderful place to visit where you feel some energy, and it's in a place called Cusco in Peru, a religious and political and military center of the late Inca Empire.
Wow.
So it's very old, very ancient. I really suggest that that you should go.
Now,
Very nice.
speaking about suggestions, and we are here because we want to know more about you and your country, what would be the recommendations that His Excellency Voto Bernales would give to his friends when they want to visit Peru?
Yeah. First of all, you need at least 1 week, at least, okay, because it's a large country. If you compare it to Qatar, no, it's 111 times the size of Qatar.
Wow.
It has 3 distinct areas: the coast, then which is 10% of the territory, then the Andes, the Andean part, which is highlands up to 4,000 meters high, which is 30% of the territory, and then the jungle, the Amazon, which is 60%. It's the lungs of our country. And I will suggest many places. Well, for instance, the jungle, and there are many natural reserves over there. Aside from Machu Picchu, we also have, for instance, the highest navigable lake in the world, which is bordered with Bolivia. It's the Lake Titicaca. Then we have the Rainbow Mountains. Actually, it has 7 colors. It's very beautiful. Yeah. Then, and for me, amazing, it's the lines of Nazca. Thousands of years old, and they're done on the soil, and you can mostly see them from the sky. Large geometrical figures, a monkey, and maybe an astronaut that you see, and you wonder how they did this 2,000 years ago.
Your Excellency, now the other way around. When your friends come to visit Qatar from Peru, what are your must-visit places here in Qatar?
Well, first I have to ask my friends to be patient to get here, because it takes many hours, and I would like to take the opportunity to say that I'm looking forward to Qatar Airways flying to Peru to make it shorter. But I will strongly suggest people who come from Peru to, first of all, visit the wonderful museums. They're first class museums, like, for instance, National Museum, Islamic Museum. They're wonderful. Of course, you can also go to the Souk Waqif, which is beautiful. And Mishrep is a sustainable district. It's so beautiful. I cannot fail to mention Qatar, a cultural village, one of the best cultural centers in the world, more than 1 million square meters, and the skyline of Doha. I personally went to the desert and in a 4x4 and used the quads. Amazing things, adventure with culture.
We would say
very
that
beautiful.
You never get bored here in Qatar, right?
No, I never get bored.
So speaking about digital diplomacy now, Your Excellency, and also speaking about never getting bored here in Qatar, Doha recently celebrated its 2nd year as a host for the Web Summit. And we know that you were there. So how was your experience during the Web Summit? Yes,
in fact, I was there. It was very, very nice to hear so many, especially young people involved in all these new technologies. And if I can summarize everything in a few words, I must say that what struck me the most was that one person said that in a few years there will be 2 types of companies. One that uses AI, and the other one that will actually go out of business.
Wow.
Because it doesn't use AI.
Now, Your Excellency, speaking about your personal professional life, and for all the young diplomats that see you and admire you and want to follow a path in diplomacy, what is the story behind His Excellency Voto Bernales Gatica? How did you become an ambassador?
How? Well, because ever since I was young, very young, my brother actually started in diplomacy. He is a diplomat as well. He even became a deputy minister of the foreign affairs in Peru. And I I was always interested in international affairs. I saw that everything that happens in abroad has an influence on the events inside the country. So I became interested. Actually, my studies, I studied in the United States, were in international affairs. So that's how I got acquainted with this profession, of course.
Now, I personally believe that there's a very important role on the family in diplomacy, and your wife is very active here in Qatar. So how is her life here, and is she comfortable? Is she happy here in Qatar?
Well, it's always important to have somebody next to you who really embraces this profession. And in case of diplomacy, it's a challenge. It's a big challenge because not always is a woman able to really accommodate herself to stand up to the challenge, because you have to move around, you have to meet new people, leave things behind. In my case, Vanessa has been very helpful, and I tell you, she's part of this women's diplomatic club, which is the Sohom, and
Yeah.
she even holds a post there, and she's and sometimes they accomplish more than us. You know, I must be sincere with this. So I'm very glad, and she's coping with it really fine. She likes it very much. Yes.
I'm happy to say that I know her personally, and definitely she is a role model in diplomacy and a way that we can learn so much from her in the future. Before we finish, I would like to ask you some rapid fire questions. So it would be a small question and you will tell me the first thing that comes to your mind, okay?
Okay.
Which is your favorite place to spend an afternoon here in Qatar?
If it's a working day, in the afternoons when I come from work, probably exercising.
Okay.
Probably exercising, and maybe I go as far as Qatar cultural, because they have the center. They have parks.
Yeah.
Yes.
Favorite place to spend an afternoon in Peru?
Well, we have since Lima, because I live in Lima, is on the coast. It probably along the coastline. Yes, and watching the sunset.
Favorite Qatari dish?
I like sweets, so I will go for umali.
Amazing. Favorite Peruvian dish?
Well, I have to
You
say
have to
that
choose
I have
anyone.
many, but if I have to choose one, and please remember this, it's called causa. It's made out of a basic ingredient is potato. I must say that the potato comes from the Andes. We have in Peru more than 4,000 varieties. Yes.
The Gulf Times newspaper, you read it in the printed version or the digital version?
Both.
Amazing.
Definitely.
And do you prefer karak or gahwa?
The latter, because gakwa, because this is the first time that I tried it. I'm not a coffee drinker, but this type of coffee, it's very nice. Yes.
And just to close our session, Your Excellency, what would be the advice you would give to the young diplomats that admire you and want to pursue diplomacy in the future?
First of all, not admire, but maybe they can draw some lessons from a person like me who's been in this business many years. You have to be patient. You have to be accommodate to all the changes in your life. You have to know that you have to leave things behind. Embrace new culture, food, people, but do not leave behind your essence. But at the same time, try to blend in with the population, and really, it's enriching if you do so.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency. It was a pleasure to learn from you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
And thank you for your time, and see you again in one of the episodes of Diplomatic Dialogue.